Hi, my name is Miss Hubbard. For this week's lesson, we will be learning about the art of collage and the artist Henri Matisse. Henri Matisse was a French artist who experimented with printmaking, sculpture, painting, and collage. When Matisse got toward the end of his artistic career, he began to use collage more often. Matisse's collages showcased blocks of bright colored paper and many different organic shapes. First, we're going to listen to Henri's Scissors by Jeanette Winter to learn a little more about Matisse and his magical scissors. Matisse got as close as one can get to heaven with a pair of scissors. Romer Bearden. In a small weaving town in France, a young boy named Henri Émile Benoit Matisse watched his mother paint china. He wanted to paint too. He drew pictures in the sand, and he drew pictures in his school books. When Henri was a young man, he drew pictures in his law books and on contracts, deeds, and wills. Henri was sick in bed with appendicitis one winter. His mother gave him a box of paints, and he painted until he was well. He kept on painting, forgot about law, and left his small town to be an artist in Paris. Henri painted pictures day after day and year after year. He was happy, and his paintings made people happy. But when Matisse was an old man, he fell ill, so ill that he couldn't paint. So ill that he couldn't sit up, so ill he could only lie in bed and sleep. His paintings floated by in his dreams. Matisse finally opened his eyes, and they were filled with sadness. Now he must remain in bed or use a wheelchair. Would he ever have the energy to paint again? When Matisse was strong enough to travel, he went to the seaside. The sea air might help him get well. Before long, he sat up. A little later, he drew. Then one day, Matisse picked up a pair of scissors and cut out shapes from painted paper. He was drawing with scissors. A pair of scissors is a wonderful instrument. Matisse cut paper all day. My pleasure in cutting things out grows even greater. Why didn't I think of it earlier? His assistants painted paper for him all day. It seems to me that I am in a second life. Paper cutouts covered his walls. One evening, Matisse lay in bed and drew the faces of his grandchildren on the ceiling with a piece of chalk tied to a long pole. As he fell asleep, they looked down on him and saw his dreams. They saw the shapes that surrounded him in sleep. As time went on, Matisse cut bigger and bigger shapes. They filled his seaside room with color. You see, as I am obliged to remain often in bed, I have made a little garden all around me where I can walk. There are leaves, fruits, a bird. I am deeply contented, happy. Then one night, Matisse walked out into his paper garden, and the rainbow of shapes cradled the old artist and carried him into the heavens. Are some of the stars we see at night coming to us from Henri's scissors? Perhaps. I hope you have enjoyed my reading of Henri's Scissors by Jeanette Winter. I have also provided a link to the Spanish version on the attached PDF outline. Now that we have learned about the artist Henri Matisse, do you think that we can make our own Matisse-inspired collages? What you will need: colored paper, white paper, scissors, and glue. If you do not have colored paper at home, you can use white paper and color in your shapes after with crayons, markers, or colored pencils. Here, you will see examples of art created by Matisse. The first piece that we see here is the Parakeet and the Mermaid, which was designed and created by Henri Matisse in 1952. The second piece I want to show you is the Kodomas, or Les Kodomas, which was created and designed by Henri Matisse in 1947. To begin, start to cut out shapes from your colorful papers. Examples of Matisse shapes can be seen here and are also included in the attached PDF. Feel free to replicate his shapes or create some of your own. When you begin to lay out your shapes on your white paper, remember Matisse's designs. Shapes can overlap and interact with one another. In the background, we can sometimes find blocks of color. Also, we can use both the positive and the negative shapes created when we cut them out with our scissors. For more creative inspiration, you can complete the attached Matisse color by number, which will be found in the PDF. I can't wait to see your Henri Matisse inspired collages. Please send them in to Miss McDowell so that we can all enjoy each other's work.